Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight on our Hometown Hero meeting and our advisory meeting. And I wanted to share with everybody that's watching the experiences that you're having as hometown heroes and advisors. So Beth, do you want to go first and share a little bit about what you've been doing?
Sure. I'm helping a community member who lives in Manchester, and she was actually, I go each week and do lighthouse work for her. Just basically anything that needs done, whether it's emptying the dishwasher or her laundry is down in the basement. It's difficult for her to get down there. So I will switch laundry around for her, help her change her bed, maybe mop floors, just anything that she needs that week. We did recently take on an organizing project where she had Christmas decorations that were actually still up from 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
And then she had Christmas decorations just in random boxes in different bedrooms. And so we took some time, and I actually had some spare bins around, and I brought those over. And we organized all of her Christmas decorations and put them into one single closet in one of the bedrooms.
Oh,
Um, so
great.
she was thrilled with that. She was really appreciative, as she always is. Um, this week, she had actually just been recently discharged from the hospital.
Oh,
And so because normally she's kind of around with me and she likes to socialize and talk. This time she was pretty much in bed the whole time I was there.
oh,
She only got up briefly. And so luckily, I was familiar with the house and things that needed to be done. And so she just gave me some instructions that way. But again, this week, so appreciative. And I spent some extra time there. I was probably there over 2 hours
oh, that's
this
great.
week.
I'm
But,
sure she really appreciates
she just really, really needed the help this week because she was just getting out of bed periodically. So that's what I've been doing as a volunteer. I've been trying to do some work as a hometown hero and round up some interest for volunteers and find community members that may need our services here in the town of Ellington, where I live.
great.
Um, so I've been making calls to our list of volunteers and our list of community members, just to sort of remind them about what services are available to them if they're a community member, and also try to round up the volunteers. I don't think the volunteers in town right now are as active as they could be.
Okay, well, hopefully over the next year, now that we have that grant in place,
Yeah,
creating more opportunities. So thank you so much, Beth.
sure.
All right, Kathy, do you want to go next?
Sure, I'd love to. Well, the program in Clinton is just emerging. And so right now I'm doing a lot of work as the hometown hero, doing outreach to volunteers and potential community members. I found a great way that I'd just like to share with everyone. I started a Facebook group called Clinton North of 60. And I post all kinds of information about your community cares. But I also, since I'm a gerontologist, have been posting really well researched information on a variety of topics. And it has really instilled a lot of trust in me in town. And people are really becoming engaged. The other thing that I did was 2 days ago, I knew we were going to have this meeting tonight. So one thing I'm going to do monthly is have ask me anything, on the page. And they did. They asked me a lot of questions. And I knew that I'd have the backup of Michelle and all of you tonight to ask anything that I couldn't answer. So it's a Facebook page is a way to fulfill my duties as hometown hero, to keep people communicating and engaged. And it's just been a wonderful tool for me. I've already recruited 2 new volunteers and 2 new community members. And, I expect to do more. but our program is emerging. So I'm doing most of my work, not as a volunteer, but as outreach. And I also scheduled something in July at a church. So I'll be doing outreach. And I've also contacted our town council about hooking me up someplace in town to do a monthly sign up. So I'm excited. I'm excited to use some of these ideas and have them be successful.
That's great, Kathy. And I heard your radio show, your interview the other day, and that was phenomenal. And we'll be putting that together for a press release. So thank you so much for all you're doing with the outreach.
Glad to be a part of this group. So it's really nurturing my spirit to do this work.
And what does north of 60 mean? Just for those
North of 60, you're older than 60. And the tagline says,
I thought it was a Route 60.
no, Clinton north of 60. And the tagline is a place for topics of interest for people over 60 and those who care about them.
Okay, great.
I did a caregiver post today, and that really got a lot of engagement. And I do mention subtly in my posts where people can get help from your community cares, and in our case of Clinton, the CCAP program.
Great, thank you, Kathy.
Mhm.
All right, Kathleen, do you want to go next?
Sure. So hi, my name is Kathleen and I live in Colchester. And recently I have been helping an elderly veteran, who happens to be a gentleman as well. And he is visually impaired. And at this point, he's still living at home, but he really needs a lot of help with reading his emails and paying his bills electronically and going through his mail. So what I do is every week we set up a time to meet, and we go through his correspondences and reply accordingly. And he lets me know what he needs to have done. And I think it really, in a period of transition for him, I think it's really helping him gain a sense of control and independence, that he previously did not have. And I know for me, it's great to go and give back, and it makes me feel really, happy that I can provide this service. And I know that he is so appreciative, because he's always telling me what a great job I'm doing and how I'm so amazing, and fist bumps, and he has a lot of jokes that he'll tell me and everything. So it's really great. It's really great to go. Now him and his wife are transitioning to another living facility. So I've noticed that his wife has been doing some projects around the house, some cleaning projects. So she's been getting, last time she wanted to know if there was anywhere she could donate a bunch of clothes that she was getting rid of. So I was like, absolutely, just put them in my trunk. And I just dropped them off at, a donation for clothing. So, anything I can do to help has been really great. It's been a really rewarding experience. I don't know if Carl's going to talk about moving, how we helped a family move, but maybe that could be the next one.
Great, thanks, Kathleen. All right, Carl, let's hear how you've been.
All right, so I'm Carl Simino. I live in Middletown, and I am Kathleen's brother. And she actually introduced me to your Community Cares organization. Like she said, one of the community members was moving, and they had kind of a tight deadline that they had to meet. So we just tackled it one room at a time. We boxed everything up. She had a pod in her driveway, and we had my father and her husband, John, come, and we had a couple of volunteers from Portland, some high school students, and we got it done. It was a lot of work, but, working together, we got the whole house packed, and it was great. And that's what really motivated me to join and to start volunteering. Actually, funny enough, today, a member from Durham needed a ride to the farmer's market. And although today there weren't the vegetables that she was looking for at the farmer's market, so we scheduled for a week from today at 4:00. We're going together.
Oh,
so I'm pretty excited about that.
Thanks, Carl. That's wonderful. We have our new Maturity Works employee, Jamie, who is going to be reaching out to volunteers when she sees an appointment that isn't yet accepted by a volunteer. She's going to start to improve outreach to our volunteers. So you may be hearing from Jamie and asking for you to accept deeds if she sees that things aren't fulfilled. So that's going to be great for us to be able to make sure these connections are made. So thanks, Carl. That's awesome. And thanks for the good work you've been doing. And
Thank you.
You guys will tear up that farmer's market next week.
That's right.
All right, Iris, do you want to let everybody know what you've been doing?
I'm Iris and from Manchester, and I've been actually helping someone in the community. She's not a community member yet because I have to teach her how to get in and sign in. That's a task that's scheduled for next week. But I have been helping her out, taking her to doctor's appointments and whatever else she needs, groceries, shopping. So I've been doing that. And I've also been participating with the art community here for Your Community Cares. I did the scarecrow, and then we just did the butterfly stroll. And next we're going to be doing the float. And I don't remember where that is, Michelle, if you want to let them know.
Our first 4th of July parade that we'll be participating in, having our first float that Iris is creating.
And I still have some of your flyers, which I pass around and hang up any place that allows me to put them. They are being placed. You know, and anyone that I see outside near my neighborhood, it's I know this is a senior, I do give them a flyer. I actually pull over and give them a flyer just to make sure they know that we're here. But that's basically it, and contacting the volunteers.
Yeah, and you also did a lot of volunteering with Norman, who was blind.
Yes, which is sad, but you know, I'm glad he's doing well. So I actually called him to see how he was doing. So
he transitioned from being at home. When he was at home, Iris realized he couldn't do the stairs when she was taking him to doctor's appointments. So she actually contacted Rebuilding Together, and they were able to get a ramp through AmRamps for Norman. And unfortunately, he has declined and needed to go to a nursing home. But she is so connected with the people that she's been volunteering with that she has been in contact with him. And that's great to see these connections, because I know that Donna has had a similar experience when people leave their house and go into a rehab facility. It's nice to continue those connections. So Donna, do you want to go next?
Sure, thanks. Nice to see everyone. I'm also a Manchester resident, so I volunteer virtually with a community member who is homebound due to serious fall and mobility restrictions for the past few years. And then I guess we're coming up on 1 year that we've been doing a weekly 1-hour phone call at a standing time. And she has had some kind of acute health changes recently that had her in the hospital for a while, moved out to one rehabilitation place. That didn't work out. Then she ended up somewhere else. And between, you know, did she have her cell phone with her? Did she have her charger with her? Was she able to take my calls? I just kind of kept at it with Michelle's encouragement, texting and calling and leaving messages both places. And she did resurface, and she had she'd been making great progress. So whenever the physical therapist knocks on her door and says, "Are you ready for a session?" she's jumping at the chance. She's really anxious to regain at least some mobility so that she can get back home, because it has been several weeks since she's been there. So she remarked again today because I kind of tease her that, no matter where you are, I'm going to find you so we could have our weekly call. I hope you don't mind. And she said, no, I really look forward to it because I don't have a lot of people that I can tell some of the things that I'm thinking about. And what she was thinking about was relearning crocheting to make a lot of hats that could be donated to, I can't even remember, it was some newborns, but also some animals, but also some veterans. So she just had a lot of ideas going on. And just that thought process that she knows that she's receiving kind of the kindness and compassion of strangers is making her want to be somebody who is giving that back in ways that she can. So she just loves to update me on things she's thinking about. She asks me questions. She was a lawyer when she was working. She's, retired now, but she has great insight. She's very practical. And we definitely have a relationship of equals now that we've come to know each other. So that's my update.
Thanks, Donna. I'm happy that you guys are continuing your connections and you've tracked her down. And we'll continue to talk with her as she comes home. All right, Chris, you are our last but not least. You have been so amazing at helping every time I get a call and I am busy during my work day. I will send the call to Chris and she's been doing an amazing job. So thank you so much for handling a lot behind the scenes.
I'm Chris Durant. I'm the community member advisor for your community cares. And as Michelle said, we're in touch just about every day with a myriad of texts, phone calls, etc., from community members who want information about the organization, want to learn how to sign up, have questions about if they've already signed up, what's happening with their volunteer. So I make those phone calls and follow up with them. I also follow up with some hometown heroes. I did with Carl a few weeks ago. We were looking for a volunteer in an area, trying to find volunteers for people who are not responding to community members' requests. And now that we have Jamie on board, I find out that hopefully she'll be connecting with the volunteers and seeing some of the overdue deeds that are out there that we can help the community members get connected to. So it's been an interesting experience. I talk to people every day and they're so grateful for our help and for our organization. And they always ask me, I can't believe that these are just volunteers. I can't believe that there's no charge. And I always tell them, of course, they can make a donation to the organization, but I tell them, no, we're totally staffed by volunteers. And they're just so happy to hear that because a lot of people can't afford hiring people. So I find it very rewarding too, because I talk to so many different people every day, ranging in age to, from 50 to the other day, I talked to a woman who was 95 and still on her own. And it's just very rewarding to be able to help them. And when we finally do connect them, I'm so excited because it's just so nice to be able to have someone help them. So, and in the future, I believe I'm going to be trying now my town. I'm a hometown hero for Harwinton, and we're opening up now finally. Our senior center finally opened up and our town is opening up more. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more outreach than I was able to do in the past. So I'm hoping that's going to make our group bigger in this town.
That's amazing. And also for anyone that doesn't have access to the internet, Chris has been, we decided over COVID that we were going to start enrolling people via phone. So those people that don't have access to the internet and really don't have anyone to enroll them, Chris is running their profiles, putting in those community deeds, the things that they need help with. And she's been doing an amazing job of really supporting the community members. So thank you, Chris.
I think we have about 25 of them now that I'm sort of managing. So yeah, that's almost just a full-time job doing that, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, we really are looking forward to growing our program, and with more employees from Maturity Works, these support personnel are really beneficial to us. So thank you all for telling your stories. It really helps to paint a picture of what everybody is doing in the community.